absorb water. Cloud formation of clouds. The expansion results in cooling and compression in heating, although heat is neither added nor subtracted. This kind of temperature change is called adiabatic changes. An adiabatic change is the one which involves change of pressure but no heat is added or subtracted. Adiabatic cooling is the only process by which the temperature of extensive and thick masses of air is reduced below the dew point. Resulting condensation is on vast scale and precipitation is abundant. Almost all Earth precipitation is the result of adiabatic cooling. Adiabatic cooling produces clouds and all precipitation falls from clouds. Warm air keeps on rising until it gets cooled sufficiently and gets saturated as a result. As water vapors begin to condense, clouds begin to form. Convection is one of the ways of formation of clouds. Clouds can also be formed when damp air flows over mountains. Coldness of the mountains leads to saturation of the air and clouds form. That's why clouds are more on the mountains. Two conditions are there for the formation. Air must be saturated. There must be substantial quantity of small particles, called condensation nuclei. Types of clouds, according to their height, expanse, density and transparency or opaqueness. Clouds are grouped under four types: I cirrus, I cumulus, I stratus, IB nimbus. I cirrus. Cirrus clouds are formed at high altitudes 8 kilometers, 12 kilometers. They are thin and detached clouds having a feathery appearance. They are always white in color. They are formed of ice crystals as at these high altitudes, temperature is low. II. Cumulus. Cumulus clouds look like cotton wool. They are generally formed at a height of 4 kilometers, 7 kilometers. They exist in patches and can be seen scattered here and there. They have a flat base. I. Stratus, as their name implies. These are layered clouds covering large portions of the sky. These clouds are generally formed either due to loss of heat or the mixing of air masses with different temperatures. IB. Cumulonimbus. Cumulonimbus is a towering vertical cloud that is very tall, dense, and involved in thunderstorms and other inclement weather and are in the form of anvil. It is a result of atmospheric instability. They can create lightning and other dangerous severe weather. Cumulonimbus clouds form from cumulus clouds when they grow bigger by addition of moisture through convection, etc. Cumulonimbus storm cells can produce heavy rain of a convective nature and flash flooding, as well as straight line winds. Most storm cells die after about 20 minutes, when the precipitation causes more downdraft than updraft, causing the energy to dissipate. The Nimbus clouds are black or dark gray. They form at middle levels or very near to the surface of the earth. These are extremely dense and opaque to the rays of the sun. Sometimes, the clouds are so low that they seem to touch the ground. Nimbus clouds are shapeless masses of thick vapor. There are other clouds also, which are combination of above like cirrus cumulus, cumulus nimbus, etc. Clouds with great vertical extent are usually found near equator due to more convection. Rain types of rains, they can be of various types depending upon the process of precipitation, obstacles, etc. Convectional rain, the air on being heated, becomes light and rises up in convection currents. As it rises, it expands and loses heat and consequently, condensation takes place and cumulus clouds are formed. With thunder and lightning, heavy rainfall takes place, but this does not last long. Such rain is common in the summer or in the hotter part of the day. It is very common in the equatorial regions and interior parts of the continents, particularly in the northern hemisphere. Whenever there is an ascending mass of air, it leads to more rain. Whenever the air descends, it leads to lower rains. Orographic rain, when the saturated air mass comes across a mountain, it is forced to ascend, and as it rises, it expands, the temperature falls, and the moisture is condensed. The chief characteristic of this sort of rain is that the windward slopes receive greater rainfall. After getting rain on the windward side, when these winds reach the other slope, they descend, and their temperature rises. Then their capacity to take in moisture increases, and hence, these leeward slopes remain rainless and dry. The area situated on the leeward side, which gets less rainfall, is known as the rain shadow area. It is also known as the relief rain. Cyclonic rain, as in case of tropical and extratropical cyclones in general. As we proceed from the equator towards the poles, rainfall goes on decreasing steadily. The coastal areas of the world receive greater amounts of rainfall than the interior of the continents. The rainfall is more over the oceans than on the land masses of the world because of being great sources of water. Between the latitudes 35 and 40 N and S of the equator, the rain is heavier on the eastern coasts and goes on decreasing towards the west. But, between 45 and 65 N and S of the equator, due to the westerlies, the rainfall is first received on the western margins of the continents and it goes on decreasing towards the east. Wherever mountains run parallel to the coast, the rain is greater on the coastal plain, on the windward side, and it decreases towards the leeward side. World climate. Causes of climate, not of weather change. The causes for climate change are many. They can be grouped into astronomically and